Derek is a diesel engine who helps in the clay mines and quarries on the island of Sodor. He also pulls freight and sometimes even helps with rescues where enough coolant can be applied to his engine. He's not a well-known engine by the people of Sodor, but he doesn't mind. He's happy nonetheless. Wilbert, on the other hand, is a mixed traffic tank engine who often helps pull logs in the forest, and sometimes works with Donald and Douglas. Like Derek, he isn't very popular, but he couldn't care less as he's proud to be a really useful engine. One day, Derek was pulling into Harlem Heights with the breakdown train. He had to help clean up a crash between James and Arthur. "How'd you get into this mess?" Derek laughed. "I was going to switch onto the other line right there," said James crossly, "but Arthur couldn't stop and this shit happened." "I'm sorry, James," said Arthur. "You should have waited for the signalman to tell you that you could go through. But don't worry, we'll be back on the rails soon." As the workmen started to clear the mess, Derek went back to the station to watch a TV on the side of the station wall. He saw a fake news report promoting how to stand out in life if you feel you need recognition, hosted by Seymour. Derek somehow didn't know who Seymour was and believed it. After he cleaned up the mess, he puffed away down the line. "If I get into a relationship with some engine," he said to himself, "I'll be seen as more significant to the others. But who would want to be in a relationship with me?" He soon entered Henry's forest, where his driver smelt something. "It smells like there's a fire," he said nervously, and he was right. Derek saw Wilbert, who had run out of water, and unfortunately at the same time his tankers caught fire. "Driver!" panicked Wilbert. "Please call 911, we need help!" Derek immediately sprung into action and raced off to the fire department. It wasn't long before the fire department had extinguished the fire before a major forest fire erupted. Henry was especially grateful for the rescue, but still worried about potential risks of future fires in the forest, only to be reassured. "Don't worry, Henry," said Sir Topham Hatt. "This incident only happened because old tankers were used. These tankers will be scrapped and new tankers will be bought in. Your forest will be safe." Henry felt better. Then he spoke to Derek. "You're one of my f***ing heroes, Derek," he puffed gratefully. "You saved my favorite place on the island. I'll help you with anything if you need it." "It was nothing," smiled Derek, only to be met with more praise from Wilbert. "You're also my hero." "Oh," steamed Wilbert gratefully. "I ran out of water at the worst possible time, and there is a God, as he sent you to save me." "Thank you, Derek. I'll also do anything for you." "My pleasure," said Derek, and he rolled away. Derek was thrilled. He'd been deemed a hero and done something good. He felt like he was on the right track to becoming more recognized by the people and engines of Sodor. That evening, as the sun was setting, Derek puffed into the sheds at Knapford Harbor, where he saw Wilbert. "Nice to see you, Wilbert," Derek smiled. "Can we talk?" What's up, Wilbert asked. Derek talked about an idea he had for both of them. "So let me get this straight," said Wilbert. "You want me to pretend to be your boyfriend so you can get famous?" "Correct," answered Derek. "Maybe we might bond a lot over this. I'd appreciate this a lot, Wilbert. You said you'd do anything for me, and this isn't too far-fetched." But secretly, Derek was also feeling worried about his teething troubles and hoped Wilbert would be able to help them out. Wilbert sighed. "Well, we do have a lot in common, and our wooden railway models were introduced in 2001 and retired the year after, and we're both smart engines. I don't see why not." Before long, the two engines went to sleep. The next day, Derek's driver came in with bad news. "The diesel works ran out of coolant for your engine. You'll have to go without it today." Derek looked sad, but Wilbur was quick to comfort him. "Cheer up," he said. "My driver checked our schedule for today, and we'll be able to work together a lot, while the men at the works look over your blueprints." And the two engines set off to work. As they worked, Wilbur helped Derek transport his train into Kelstorp Road, and later Derek gave Wilbert advice for carrying stone trucks. Derek grew to appreciate Wilbert's strong but supportive nature, while Wilbert loved Derek's constant optimism. Later, when Wilbert was filling up on coal, he spoke to Derek. "We've had a good day together," he said. Do you want to go to the docks with me this evening? They're doing a drive-in, and they're showing the Bad News Bears, the 2005 version. Absolutely, said Derek. My driver loves Billy Bob Thornton, and so do I. Later, when Percy was dropping off some coal at Lower Sudbury, Thomas came to talk to him. Hey, Percy, he steamed. Me and Duck are going to be attending a camp out with 1911 and Mike here tonight. Do you want to join? No thanks, puffed Percy. I'm going to Brendam tonight to watch the Billy Bob Thornton version of Bad News Bears. Well, mainly because Derek and Wilbert will be there and I can watch them on their date. So let me get this straight, said Thomas. You want to go to a drive-in to watch a shitty remake of a movie where an alcoholic coaches a baseball team of jackass kids who swear like sailors every time they speak, just so you can spy on Two Engines dating? Correct. But why? Derek confessed to me that he wants to date Wilbert because as he sees it as a way to avoid his teething troubles. I want to be around Derek as much as possible to make sure he doesn't do anything bad to himself. Your heart is in the right place, Percy, said Thomas, but don't be overly harsh. Talk to Derek. Learn more about him. Learn more about what he wants. That evening, Derek and Wilbert went to the docks to watch the movie, and several other engines and people joined them.
I just work here, sighed Cranky apathetically. Why did I agree to let them screen this?
After they got back to their sheds, Wilbert spoke to Derek. I won't be able to work with you tomorrow, he said. You'll have to work with Percy when delivering your goods train. Don't worry, he's very reliable. Percy then spoke to Derek. Don't worry, Derek, he puffed. I'll help you out just as well as Wilbert would. Derek wasn't so sure. The next day, Derek went to Harlem Heights where he collected a train consisting of logs and barrels of ice. Then he set off. Be careful, said Derek nervously. I still don't have enough coolant. The two engines started climbing up Gordon's Hill. But as they got to the top, Derek felt his engine overheating. He had a panic attack and sped down the hill as fast as he could into Marin. Where a faulty switch sent him and some of his trucks one way, and Percy and the flatbeds onto the other. They didn't see Donald in the siding until it was too late.
Oh, maybe don't come down the hill so fast, said Donald. Look how stupid I look with this lice over me.
I'm sorry, gasped Derek. I don't know what happened. I just feel so powerless without Wilbur. He just made me feel better about my teething troubles. Percy sighed. I understand, he said to Derek empathetically. But romantic partners shouldn't be a cover-up for personal issues. But I'm willing to help you with your teething troubles. The men at the works have been poring over your blueprints, and they want you to come in for a life-changing overhaul in the best way possible. You'll soon see. And Percy was right. Derek's overhaul fixed his teething troubles for good, and although he still needed repairs every now and then, he was much better. Derek often helped out at Crash Jeans with Harvey and Rocky.
I heard me hearty, said Salty to him one day. You're an invaluable asset to the railway, and everyone appreciates you.
Derek just smiled.